hey, I just submitted an offer and I'm waiting to hear back to find out if it was accepted, but it got me thinking about some of the mistakes that I've seen buyers make recently, and I thought I would just hop on real quick and share those with you so that you don't make them, right? Okay, so what we're seeing in the data is that for every listing, there are averaging five offers on the table. So when you're lining up those five offers, when you're the listing agent, you're giving the advice to your clients to find the one that has the most certainty. So it's gonna most certain to close, best financing, fewest contingencies, so you know that you're gonna get as close to that offer price as you possibly can. Okay, that said, there's a few mistakes that we see people making as they go into this process. So let's just talk about the three of them real quick. Okay, so first, I think it's really important to be careful not to bid every penny of your savings away, especially if you're doing things like adjusting your inspection. Maybe you're not doing one at all, or maybe you're doing an inspection with language in it that says that you won't ask for any fixes up to a certain amount. There's all kinds of different things that we can do, but in those situations, or if you're messing with appraisal, or if the house just needs new carpet, it's really important to have that nest egg put away so that you can afford the house that you end up living in, right? Okay, so I would always say, like, be really aware of where your budget is and bring it down a little bit to make sure that you keep some reserves after the sale of the house. Okay, mistake number two is assuming that you're gonna get a second chance, because in this market, especially when there's multiple offers on the table, there's gonna be one that they like. And so you probably will not get a chance to raise your price up a little bit or change a contingency that you would have been more willing to waive if you knew you really had to. So in this market, best foot forward right away, assume that you will not get a second chance, and that what they're gonna see is what you're willing to offer for that house. Okay, and then mistake number three is not knowing the true value of that house. So this is really important for things like appraisal. In this market, typically, we look at the range at which we think the house will sell for, and then people go to the lower end of that. And the strategy is that with a whole bunch of buyers out there, it's going to get into a little bit of a bidding war, either with contingencies or price. And when you're a listing agent, you want to make sure that you're getting the best sale for your client. Okay, so on the other side of that, it's important to recognize that that's what's going on and to know where the house is going to appraise out, because then you can be a little bit creative in saying, well, if there's an appraisal gap, I can offer this much, or you feel really comfortable that the house is going to appraise out even though you went over bidding price and all of that. Now, my brokerage has worked really hard at putting together all kinds of language and strategies, and we have a document that we use regularly to help us to look at the situation, your situation, the house that you're bidding on, and then we kind of size up, how many offers we think are on the table, that kind of stuff, to help you create an offer that gives you as much protection as we possibly can while being super competitive. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that early on in the process so that when you're actually writing the offer, it's not the first conversation we've had. So give me a call and we'll get started on getting you into your next house.